Hello and welcome to Youth Venture. My name is Jeremy Miller. I was the site director and director of operations over Youth Venture for 20 years, and now I am the CEO of Visit Ministries. Our mission is to help churches like yours reach the young people in your community by helping you to plant your very own teen center just like the one behind me. Today, I'd like to give you a tour and introduce you to what a teen center looks like and how it operates. So let's head inside. The first thing to mention is the layout of the center. It's a wide open layout with very few blind spots. We usually have a lot more kids than leaders, and good visibility is a must for discipline and safety. Our centers are primarily designed to be a casual and fun environment where kids can enjoy themselves and we can build relationships with them. Everything is set up with that in mind. We have video game systems with the latest games, pool, ping pong, and air hockey. We also have board games, crafts, and so much more. Our centers are open every day of the week. Each day has an opening shift and a closing shift. On the weekdays, our centers open when kids get out of school and close about 8 p.m. On the weekends, we open earlier at noon and close at 6. Each shift is manned by a team of volunteers who have committed to that specific shift. Ideally, you have 3 volunteers on each shift. That way, if one volunteer is doing a lesson, you still have 2 other volunteers to watch the center. This number can vary due to the number of volunteers available or the size of the center. If you're better at math than me, you're realizing that's quite the volunteer force to operate a center. But the great thing about centers like this is it's completely scalable depending on your resources. Some centers start by only opening 2 to 3 days a week with only 1 shift a day. That way you can start with just a small group of volunteers and then expand your shifts as your center grows. When a leader arrives for an opening shift, usually there are already kids waiting at the door to get in. The leader opens the door and performs all the duties necessary to get the center up and running. There are very few requirements we put on a student in order to attend the center. They must be the right age, 10 to 17 years old, follow a simple list of rules, get a permission slip filled out by a parent, and check in when they first arrive each day. There are 2 things that often surprise people when I describe how the center operates. The first is there are no scheduled activities or programs on the average day at the center. People often come in and ask, what do you do on a shift? When do you get the kids all together and do your program? My answer is, this is what we do. At the most basic level, we're just hanging out with kids. The kids we work with at our centers are very unchurched and often come from very broken situations. They've experienced drug addiction, alcoholism, abuse, abandonment, neglect, and more. With this comes many challenges in reaching them. They may have behavioral issues as they have never been taught discipline or may be very distrusting of adults. If you put one of these kids straight into a structured program like your average youth group, they would not make it. It takes a lot of time to break through the walls of hurt and distrust that are in many of these students' hearts. At our centers, we create a relaxed, casual environment where we can slowly build deep, meaningful relationships with the students. They might not make it in a structured program, but they can make it here. And the environment we develop gives us the time to slowly break through those walls. The second thing that often surprises people is that our model is not a group model, but a one-on-one mentoring model. I said that at a basic level, we're just hanging out with kids, but that's not all we're doing. The heart of the teen centers is the one-on-one mentoring program. Our hope is that every kid who attends the center will be mentored and that every volunteer will mentor a student. The real ministry of the teen center happens every day in the mentoring room. As this is just a brief overview, I won't go deep into the reasoning behind that plan or what makes it so uniquely effective at reaching young people, but we've been doing it for over 30 years and have seen countless lives transformed. I'll just say this, what kids need most is not professionals, programs, or preachers. They need mothers and fathers. This is one of the greatest things that churches today are lacking in their efforts to reach young people. We try to entertain and impress kids into the kingdom, but it's not working. They already have enough entertainment in their lives. What they need are mothers and fathers. The one-on-one mentoring model gives us the opportunity to be mothers and fathers to young people who don't have any, and that makes all the difference. There's a lot more that can be said about how our centers operate, our mentoring program, and what makes them so uniquely effective at transforming the lives of young people. And I'm sure you have plenty of questions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to talk more. If you'd like to have a conversation, fill out the contact form and we can email, talk on the phone, or have a Zoom meeting. I'd love to meet you and help you reach the young people of your community.